Hi, thanks for clicking and welcome back to Telecom Training. Today we have a very new and fresh topic, and this is actually relevant for all the 5G enthusiasts and for the 5G industry people or who are about to create a 5G network, whether it's a private network or any commercial network. And before understanding the 5G network, it's really important to understand what is new in 5G node. Like we know that what is new in LTE, that is the successor generation or the previous generation of 5G. We'll talk about the 5G RAN functions basically, and when we talk about the RAN functions, it's mainly the 5G node function, that means the G node B functions. So we'll discuss about all the functions that is handled by 5G node or the G node B or the next generation node B. And also we are increasing some of the feature of the existing LT network, and we call this new advanced node ELT or evolved LT or evolved E node B. That means along with G node B, we'll also be seeing some of the E node B or ELT nodes, that is the advanced LT nodes, which will support the 5G core network as well. So I have taken some very important and all the RAN function for discussion today. Hope you like it. I'm having around 18 years of experience in RAN, especially in all the new technology. So I've worked for LTE, for CDMA, then 3G, then LTE, LTE advanced technology, MCPTT, and now I'm working on the 5G RAN pad, and I also have many experience in 5G core. So let's begin. So before starting, we should understand what are the common functionalities of the RAN node, both in LTE advanced nodes and 5G nodes or the G node B nodes. So first of all, it helps to transfer the user data. That means when you transmit something from the UE or when you receive something from the UE. So that is the data is transferred and received via eNode B. So you help in transferring the user data to and fro from the UE or the user equipment or the 5G user nodes. Second most important function in G node B is the radio channel ciphering and deciphering, and also integrity protection. So when we are advancing technology wise, like every 5 years we have a new technology coming in, like we had 2G a decades ago, and then we took another step to 3G and then LT, now to NR. So with every new technology, the integrity protection becomes an important part. Like we do better integrity protection and better network, and we manage the security in our network. So radio channel, for every radio channel, the ciphering and integrity protection is very important when we are transmitting and receiving some data. Especially nowadays, we almost use everything through our cell phone. So ciphering, deciphering of radio channels is very important. So that is one of the important function of the 5G node or the G node B. It is also same for the LT nodes or advanced LT nodes. And we also integrity protection is also another function of the G node B. Next one is header compression. So in some protocol layers, we do the header compression and decompression. In RRC layer and RLC layer, with some data coming in, we do the header compression and then we transmit. We also decompress at the other end. So header compression is also one of the important function for the G node B or the 5G node. Moving forward, we also have one very important task to manage, that is mobility. Like whether it is intra-cell or inter-cell, we need to manage the mobility. We should have a seamless connection when we are discussing, or we are in a phone call, or if we are using the data services, we need seamless coverage. That means we need the coverage everywhere. So to manage that from node to node, we need to manage the handover properly. So managing handover is very important function of G node B and also the E node B and the advanced LT node function. So in handover, we manage handover through XN interface in G node B. From G node B to G node B, we use the XN interface. So via XN interface we manage the mobility, and also we have X2 interface in the LT. Through X2 interface we used to manage the mobility. So there has to be one X2 connection between two LT nodes to manage the handover. If there is no X2 connection, handover is tough. It will happen through core. But if you have X2, handover is quick. The same way in 5G node or the G node B, if you have a XN interface between two G node Bs, or one G node B and one ELT node or EE node B, then the handover is quick, or else you have to come via the core network. So mobility control is also one of the important function. The next one is intercell interference coordination. So this is one of the important feature in G node B or the LT RAN nodes. You manage the interference between cell to cell in the same G node B, or between the different cell of two different G node B. So that is also very important to manage the interference. Okay, wherever there is a high interference in the network, you can manage to route some of the caller connection from the neighboring 5G base stations, or with the neighboring cells of the same G node. Next one is RRC connection. So RRC connection is also a very important RAN function or G node B function. It manages or establishes the RRC connection, manages the RRC connection, and also terminates the RRC connection. So you create the RRC connection, manages all of them, and then the termination of the RRC connection. So the entire procedure is called connection setup and release. So that is one of the very important function of 5G node. Next one is load balancing. So how do you balance the load when you have maximum pressure in one node, let's say in one cell or one site? You manage to share some of the loads to the neighboring G node B base station, or the other cells of the same G node B. Let's say you have three sectors, sector A, B, C. If sector A is experiencing higher load, or you have more number of connection in sector A, you manage to divert some of the connections to sector B or sector C, depending on the network settings. So load balancing is also one of the very important function. Next one is distribution function. Distribution function is used basically for the NAS messages. NAS is one of the important protocol. So NAS is between the E node B and the core. You send some ciphering integrity protection messages, or some codes or some secret codes from UE to the core and from core to UE. That is basically used to authenticate the the UE in the network. So if there is a new UE with a new SIM card or some new connection request, core normally checks whether this is the particular UE or not. Some secret code and some secret keys are shared between this UE and the core network, and that is managed or transferred through the NAS protocol. Others cannot see it. So this distribution function for NAS messages is also managed by G node B. Another one for G node B function is the synchronization. So managing the UE synchronization in the network, we also use the G node B. Okay, so G node B manages the synchronization for the UEs. So for any RAN node, the management of the synchronization is also done via G node B in 5G network and E node B in the LT. One more thing is radio access network sharing. Like I already discussed about the interference manage. So when you have some resources, you can share these resources with different radio access technology also. Let's say we have a handover between LT and NR node, or the NR and the LT node. So in both the cases you share the radio network resources, whether it's for signaling or for the data transmission. You also share the radio access network between different frequencies. If you have in NR, let's say you have millimeter wave range, or below 7 gigs some other frequency, or maybe in LT you have TDD and 2 FDD bands. So you share the radio access network between different frequencies also, and also you share this, as I discussed, with different radio access technology, like between LT to NR or between LT to 3Z and all of that. And then the next one, which is also very important, is the paging. So the network paging is one of the most important function which is handled by the G node V or the E node V. So in downlink we manage the paging also. And the last one is positioning. Like we have this global positioning system. So we have some positioning coordinates which we share with the network. Okay, from UE side we share with that where the UE is situated. Okay, so this positioning is also managed via G node V and the E node V. So all these functions which I discussed till now, it is happening for both all the RAN nodes, whether it is LTE or NR, G node V, E node V, or advanced E node V or evolved E node V. Okay, so this is common function for all of them. Now I'll discuss some of the key functions or some of the very important features which are used only for G node V. So the first one is network slice support. So we manage the network via different slices. For different services we have different slicing supported in NR. So that network slice support, this particular feature is only supported by the G node V or the 5G node. Okay. So in NR, 5G or we call it NR also, in NR we have this network slicing support which was not there earlier, which is not managed by the LT network as well. Now the multiple numerology is something which is supported under the slice support. So definitely we know that in LT we have only one radio frequency, we were using the subcarrier frequency of 15 kilohertz. In some rare cases we use 7.5, otherwise it's 15 kilohertz, just one numerology. In NR, that was in LT, in NR we have 15, 30, 60, 120 and 240. Different subcarrier spacing, 15 kilohertz to 240 kilohertz. Okay, so this five different type of numerology is supported only in NR or G node V, 5G node. Okay, so that is the second important function which is handled by G node V or the 5G radio access network. Next one is RAN control per slice basis. So we manage the RAN, okay, or we control the RAN per slice. Okay, so we have different network slices in 5G, so we manage through slices. So RAN control per slice basis is managed via G node V. So that is also one of the very important RAN function in 5G. Then there is tight interworking between different evolved radio access network or different radio access network. How? We manage the XN interface between G node V and E node V or ELT. Okay, like we have X2 interface in LTE, we have XN interface. So via XN interface also we manage, and we also connect through different radio technology, like in non-SA deployment of 5G NR. We use both the technology, and we have a very tight interworking between different UTRA or the evolved universal terrestrial radio access network. Okay, so we use both of them in NSA, right? Next one is handover, like I discussed in XN interface. So XN based handover between ELT and NR. So that is also managed, okay, between ELT and NR, and also normal LT node and NR. So both are handled, and that is how we have a tight interworking between different EUTRA. Okay. Now the next function, which is also very crucial and important, that we also manage the UTRA NR handover via core network. Okay, so both intra-system and inter-system, okay, both intra and intra-system are managed via core network. So maybe it is a handover between G node V to G node V, G node V to E node V, or G node V to E node V. Okay, so all inter and intra-system handover is managed via core network. That feature is also there only with the G node V. Okay. Next one is session management. So we have a new entity in 5G core, that is session management function, SMF. So in session management function we have different sessions to manage. So in session management we have very important features like bearer management and QoS control. So we manage different QoS and QFI IDs. Those are unique in 5G system or G node V or new NR. We have QoS flow IDs, which was not there in LT network. So the bearer management and also the quality of service control is managed in session management, which is new in NR. We also manage the mapping between different QoS flow and different radio bearers or data radio bearers. So for every data radio bearer, we have one QoS flow attached with it. So we have one identifier for every downlink or uplink transmission, data transmission. So that is also one of the important feature that we manage different QoS flow and the data radio bearers in session management. And the last one for today is contacting the UEs in inactive mode. Like in LT we have RRC active and inactive. In NR also we are either RRC active or in idle mode. In between that we have initiated a new mode which is called RRC inactive mode. That means you are not completely out of sync, you are still there in the network, but you manage through a different layer, that is the RRC inactive mode. So contacting the UEs in inactive mode or the RAN initiated paging. This particular feature is called RAN initiated paging. So that is also supported via gNodeV. So that is all for today. I'm sure we have completed all the RAN function and the gNodeV function and features in today's video. Take good care of yourself till next time and stay tuned to our channel. Don't forget to hit the like button and share the videos if you like the video. Take good care of yourself. Till next time. Bye-bye.